Good evening everyone and welcome to Tracey's Cakes. I was just looking there what that was and I've realised it's my camera. It's just very distracting. Good evening everyone and welcome. So we're going to be doing a live demonstration this evening and we're going to show you how to make a Halloween cake. So we're going to incorporate lots and lots of the things we've been doing over the last few weeks on our other channel, which is letshopcakelive.co.uk. We're going to put them all together and make kind of an ultimate Halloween cake this evening. So I'm not alone, I have Kelly with me.
Hi!
So if you've got any comments or if you want to know where to get any of the stuff we're going to show you while we're live, then Kelly will put up some links for you to show you where all our cookie cutters and all the lovely things that we have on here, and she will point you in the right direction. And also we will try and answer some of your questions, or Kelly will anyway, as we go through the evening. So thank you very much for joining us. So we do our demonstrations on here every other Tuesday. So our next one will be the 1st of November, I think it is. After that, is that the 1st of November? Does that sound about right, Kelly? She's going to check her phone now. Something like that. Anyway, and then we're live on Saturdays on Let's Shop Cake Live, which is our other Facebook page where we do all our shopping channel stuff. So lots of things going on over there. So when we do a live on here, we tend to do a large cake, which we complete. And then on Let's Shop, we show you lots of little bits and pieces like cupcakes and cookies and all those kinds of things. So this evening is a project. We're going to be doing a Halloween
cake.
Halloween everything cake, isn't it? So all Halloween at this will be, be
As
on this
if
cake.
someone who was the embodiment of Halloween
Called Kelly.
had a cake.
Yeah, this is Kelly's ultimate Halloween cake. That's what we're aiming for here. So we've got our cake set up already and we've already covered it in ganache. I'm going to show you what we've done in a minute because we've done something slightly different to what we would normally do. So you can have a little look at that and see how we get on. So this is one of our free lives, which obviously you're all very welcome to watch. We do have a website below, which you can see, and Kelly will put links up to our products as we go through the evening. We are streaming on Facebook. We are also streaming on our YouTube channel, which is at Tracey Mann Cake. So if you are finding your Facebook signal is a bit dodgy, then go over to YouTube and you'll find us streaming on there as well. So Saturday morning we will be back on our other channel, which is letshopcakelive.co.uk. That is also a Facebook page and we will do a live demonstration on Saturday mornings. This week it's at 9:30, so if it's early, Kelly, you've got to get out of bed. Have I told you that? No. So if you want to watch that, then you will need to tune in at 9:30 on Saturday morning, which means you've got to get out of bed early, Kelly. Right, okay, so we're doing a slightly different cake this evening, a slightly different shape. So I'm going to show you what it originally looked like. That's what it originally looked like. So if you can see in that picture there, we've got a 6-inch round single tier, so one layer of cake, and then underneath it we have got a chocolate cake, also a single tier, and that is a 10-inch round cake. So we've got a very unusual setup this evening, and I'm showing you that before I show you what the cake looks like so that you can understand what it is that we've done when you have a little look at the cake. There's the cake. Let's take that down now. All right, so that's the cake set up for this evening. So all I've done is covered it in white chocolate ganache, ready for us to cover. So this here is the 6-inch round sponge, and this at the bottom here is the 10-inch round chocolate. So that's our setup tonight. It's quite different from normal. Normally with a cake, you might get 2 layers of that or 2 layers of that. Well, we've gone for 1 and 1. So we're just being a bit different, aren't we, Kelly? So there we go, a slightly different setup. And we've put it on a 14-inch round board, so quite a large board, because we're kind of going to just bring all the decorations down onto the board as well. So we're going to have this bit here where our pumpkin is going to sit, and then we'll have the rest of the decorations going on the front of the cake. So there we go, that's not too complicated for us, is it at all? So it's all very achievable, you know. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cover the cake with sugar paste. So we're going to use navy blue sugar paste, and we'll start needing that in a minute. But the first thing we need to do, actually I'm going to just move that before it goes flying everywhere. So I've just got this thing about cocoa butter hanging off the end of the table, and that's bound to go flying all at the wrong moment. There we go. That's slightly better. Maybe still a bit dodgy, but never mind. So we're going to start with, have you got any paintbrushes, Cal?
They're next to you.
Are they? No, the big ones. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're organised, aren't you?
Yeah.
Look at you, clever girl. There we go. Right, where are we? That camera. Right, okay. I have to control all my own cameras, so it's always a bit exciting here. So we're just going to start by painting this cake with water. So it's got a little bit of sugar paste on here and there where I've been fiddling around with it, and it's got chocolate crumb in it and all sorts of things, but it doesn't matter because it's going to have literally everything thrown at it this evening, so it will all get covered up. So it's not the neatest of coverings with ganache, but it will do the job. That's all we need, and we're going to try and do it in one. We're going to go down and then hopefully out onto the board at the same time, so it's like a double cover. So let's see how we manage that. Hopefully it won't be too bad, but you never know. I'm hedging my bets it's going to be okay, but it will be a very big piece of sugar paste. We've got sprinkles on there, Cal.
What do you mean?
There was a sprinkle on the cake.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't want to put that under the sugar paste. I'll know about it then. So we'll go around the board as well. So we're going down the sides. Make sure we've covered it all, because if we don't, then what happens is basically it won't stick. It's as simple as that. There we go. There we go. So Kelly and I and Charlotte, my other daughter, we will be at Cake International. So if anybody's going to Cake International, we will be there. We're going to be there for the 3 days. We've got our own stand, and we will be there talking about our shopping channel, Let's Shop Cake Live, and our school as well. So we will be there with lots of our cake examples that we have on our classes, everything from, well, lots and lots of painting, obviously all the Christmas ones, and the cupcake bouquets that we're going to be starting to teach in November. They're going to be coming onto my cake school as well, and there's lots of different options for joining the cake school, like monthly membership and also buying the cake classes outright as well. So lots of things you can get involved with there. So Kelly and I and Charlotte, my other daughter, we will be there, won't we, Kel?
Mm-hmm.
So we will see you all there. Right, okay, that's done. Okay. No, I don't make my ganache, I buy it. I buy it from Sweet Success. I keep my life very straightforward.
And we also use a lot of it.
Because we use so much of it, it would be a nightmare if I've got to make that as well. I'm so busy doing everything else, there literally aren't enough hours in the day at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this cake out of the way for the moment, because I need the space to roll out. I'm just going to pop that there. That looks safe, doesn't it, Kelly? So we're going to use navy blue sugar paste. Now this time of year, the weather, it gets really cold. And so what I've done is I've already microwaved it slightly. I'm going to leave it on this side camera for the moment while we start kneading it to get it going.
Is Cake and Bake Cake International?
No.
Oh.
Cake and Bake is the show. I think it's 2 weeks before.
Oh. Is it like knitting and stitching?
It's more baking than cake.
Oh.
So it's more good food show, I guess.
Ooh.
Not so much cake, decorating, whereas Cake International is more decorating. And that's the one we're doing. So we're not doing Cake and Bake, no. Well, to be perfectly honest, we can't really afford to do both because they are expensive to run these shows, and we do very much rely on you all coming along and supporting us and you know, coming to see us at the show and getting involved in everything that we do, because they are very expensive to do, they really are.
Yeah.
So that's why we don't do them all. I'd love to do them all, but it's too expensive. So we just do cake, don't we, Kelly?
Yeah.
Right, I'm just wondering if I've got enough here to do this whole thing in one go. Might just add a tiny bit more, just so I've completely covered myself here, because it's quite a big cake and I'd rather have a bit more than not enough, I think. So we'll get a bit more of this out. As I say, it's a bit cold this time of year for sugar paste.
Cold in here anyway.
Well, it's cold in here, I know it is. You need muscles this time of year for kneading sugar paste, which I actually do have.
I don't have any.
Isn't that right?
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Right, let's get this one going. So yeah, Cake International is where we'll be. We've got lots and lots of things to show you at
Exciting
Cake.
things.
We've been very busy, haven't we?
Yeah.
And we'll show you some of the bits and pieces coming up anyway. For those that don't go to Cake International, I usually do 3 Facebook Lives over the weekend of me going around the show. It's normally a bit chaotic, but I will do the lives. I will go round the competition areas before it opens in the morning. So we get out of bed early, Kelly, I'm just warning you now.
Oh gosh.
And we go...
Basically, if you see me at the show, bring me a coffee because I'm sure I will look like a ghost.
Kelly will be tired. Anyway, we will go and we will do our lives from Cake International. So if you're not going and you don't want to miss out, I will be doing lives on this page during the course of the day. I can't give you exact times because it's literally, sometimes it's just a case of it's convenient right now. But if it's going to be in the morning, it will probably be before the show opens. So somewhere between 8 and 9, I would imagine. That means, Kelly, we've got to go.
What time do we have to get up?
We're working, just remember that. We have to focus. Right, we're
You've
done.
seen me this morning.
There we go. Right, this is navy blue. I'll put some icing sugar under here because I like to have icing sugar under my sugar paste. And we'll go onto this camera for the moment, give you a different view for a bit. So we're going to start rolling this out. Ideally as a circle, so we're going to quarter turn it and continue like so. I'll just keep going. This is where it's a bit of a workout, and I do actually need to roll this out quite big this evening. It's nothing like doing a massive challenge of a cake live. There we go, it's got glitter in it as well. Literally everything I touch at the minute's got glitter in it.
There's worse things.
I know, it's because I've redone the crown. So for those of you that saw my imperial crown during Jubilee, I've redone it for Cake International, so I'm going to take it with me. And it's got a lot of glitter on it. And ever since then, I'm finding the glitter in absolutely everything under the sun. There is glitter. Right, let me find that.
Is this paste pre-coloured? Sorry.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a dark paste, so it's always pre-coloured.
Because otherwise you are... Well, check Mum's hands.
My
The
hands
giveaway
are...
is if Mum's hands are the same colour as the paste,
Yeah.
she's dyed
I have to
herself.
say, I haven't dyed this, but I have got blue hands because it's sticking to me a little bit. But lots of my filming, oh dear, every time I start my filming, I say, I'm so sorry my hands are red, I've just been dyeing some paste, or I'm so sorry my hands are blue, I've just been dyeing them another colour. Oh, it all wears off eventually. It doesn't take long, but it does not wash off immediately.
And it always scares you, like, oh no, it's never going to come off, or it takes ages to come off, or...
I've got used to walking around with coloured hands now.
You hand people, you know, you go to a shop and you go, oh, here you go, here's money. And
You've
people
got
look at
green
your
hands.
I remember I worked on a film and they bought us like really, really low quality fake blood. And we used it all on the set, and the next day my hands were covered in this red, and I had to go through Norwegian passport security, and they were looking at my hands like, why are your hands covered in blood?
I remember that.
Yeah, because they were stained for ages because they bought the cheapest kind of blood they could. That was a nightmare.
Right, still going because it's quite thick at the moment. We don't want it to be too thick. We want to keep going with it. It truly is a bit of a workout. Keep moving it. I don't want it to stick. Every so often, if you need to, just stick a bit of extra ice and sugar underneath it. There we go. Right. Get that out of the way. Oh, this is who needs the gym? Just go to cake decorating classes. That will soon sort you out. You'll have arm muscles.
What brand is it?
This is Sugar and Crumbs Navy.
Maybe.
So this is the Sugar and Crumbs sugar paste, which is very nice. And this is the navy blue one. So that's the one we're using tonight.
Apparently varnish is very good to remove colour stains off hands.
Is that right?
That's quite clever.
Varnish as in nail polish, but...
Or like nail polish remover, I don't know. It wouldn't be shoe varnish, would it? You wouldn't be rubbing that all on your hands, would you?
It would be a disaster, wouldn't it? Oh, there we go.
That was a full workout.
That is a full workout. I think I'm just about there now. I'm just having a look at the size of that cake. Yeah, I think I'm there. Oh, I need to lie down after that. Right, there we go. So, once we've done that, I'm going to take hold of one of these, which is called a smedger edger. This is the best bit of kit that you can possibly have for smoothing out your cakes and getting your sugar paste all down in one go. So we're going to go round and round and round and press really hard to make sure that it's as flat as it possibly can be. which looks like it is. Right, rolling pin goes on. Going to pull it back like that. We'll bring the cake back in again. We're going to switch cameras onto this one.
Oh, vanish, not varnish. Sorry.
Oh, vanish.
Sorry, I don't know if that was my reading or...
And then we're going to put this over the top of the whole thing. Like so. And then we're going to start at the top and bring it down. Right, I'm going to sit down for this bit. So we'll start with the smedger. And we'll go round and round and round the top bit there. So don't forget, this is a bit of a strange shape tonight. And then we're going to come down. Now be careful here, because you don't want it to stretch. So I've got a bit of ganache on it there. Okay, so I'm going to bring that down really carefully, like so. So you might have to lift it in some cases just to bring it back in. There you go, like so. So we decided to go for navy rather than black. We felt black was a bit dark for this, so that's why we've gone navy blue. Now, can you see that there? Nice little bit of air there, so we want to get that out. So we're going to lift it and push it back down again, because we don't want any air trapped under there, and it's really easy to trap air under a cake like this. So we want to be really, really sure that we've not trapped any before we carry on. There we go. Right, now we're going to go down again. Fun this, isn't it? Right, so down we go again to the next layer. So as long as there's no air trap there, which I can't feel any, so I'm assuming that's okay. I'll just take my smedger. I'm just going to go around the edge here, just to push it back and check. Go all the way around it, smoothing the sides and the top at the same time, and pushing the sugar paste back towards that centre cake. How cool is that? Okay, right, down we go to the next layer. So again, they're not very long layers these at all, they're very short. And then we're going to try and do the board as well, which looks like we're going to have to be able to do, so that's good. Like that, so we've got it on the board. And then the smedger comes back in again. And then we will start pushing towards the cake again. There we go. As if by magic, we have got ourselves, there we go. Can you see that? So we push that now back and covered the board at the same time. That's why we love smedgers. We've got a nice big air bubble there though. We don't want that. So I'm just going to take hold of a scriber actually tonight, because that's what I picked up. I'll just push that down, get that out of the way. Round we go again. Sometimes as you go round, these things start to appear, so you have to keep a close eye on it just to kind of make sure that it's all settling down there, especially between a board and a cake. That gap there can sometimes create air, and you don't want to come down in the morning after covering something like this and find that you've got a nice big air bubble in the way. That's not going to help you. There we go. Right, let's get rid of that. How much are the smedgers, Kelly, at the moment?
I did link it, but the smedgers are $16.95.
And you only need one. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
And once you've got that...
And then for Christmas you can ask for a second one.
Yeah. I mean, we do use two together sometimes, but if you want core kit, you want a non-stick rolling pin, plastic side scrapers, also the best thing ever, and a smedger edger.
And it's not really like a thing that would break either.
What, those smedgers?
Yeah,
well, unless you
really
dropped
like...
it and trod on it or something.
Yeah.
I think the chances of you breaking it are pretty low.
Yeah. Exactly.
So,
it's like a good piece of kit to invest in.
Yeah. We've got three, and the only reason we've got three is because normally one's either being washed up or I put one somewhere
And she doesn't
in
know
one of my
where it
special
is.
places I can't remember. I've got terrible memory, so I have to have lots of extra things here, there and everywhere because I can't find things. Isn't that right, Kelly?
Exactly.
Yeah. I go, has anyone seen that paintbrush? And I think, oh, for goodness sake, I'll get another one. There we go. Right, so that's our cake covering tonight. So that's really weird, isn't it? It's a bit different. We've got one on the top, one here, and then this is our board here. So we've gone for a completely different shape. And it's really good if you would just perhaps want to bake a couple of different types of cake. Let's say one's chocolate, one's sponge, which it is in our case, but you could give it a go and just maybe use this as a experimental ground, couldn't you?
Someone says, yes, you need two. One to use and one more to use when I can't find my first one under my mess.
Yeah, that's me, that is. Who's written that? That's true.
Nicola, same with, because you can never find them, that is true.
I'm always looking for mine. Oh, see, my smedger. And the other one is the sharp top edger. And actually, to be honest with you, I'm not sure where that one is. Oh, I think it's that one there. Hold on, that might be it there. I can see that one from here. Oh, yeah, look at that. Okay.
Reaching.
Oh, sorry, everyone. Come here. This one doesn't want to come on screen. There we go. The other one we've got is the sharp top edger, which is that one. That's really good. And then this one, because these cakes aren't very deep, this is more difficult to use. You need a deeper cake for this. But I don't want sharp edges tonight, so I'm just going to have it basically like this. I'm going to leave it like that. Lovely. Okay, so that's the cake covered, and now we move on to the exciting bit, and we're going to make our bits to go on top.
Someone says it's like a hat.
Yeah,
It's like we're making a Halloween Easter hat. You know
oh
those
my goodness
Easter
me.
hats?
Don't set her off. Oh, Kelly Mann. I've trauma from those Easter bonnets when you were little. Right, okay, so let's have a look at this and have a think for a minute. So we've got a pumpkin to go on top. Now the pumpkin we already made on Let's Shop, which is one of our moulds. So I'm going to get that over here now. And what I'm going to do, I'm just umming and ahhing whether to stick that on now to stop it and give it a chance to set. Or we wait and do it later. Let me think for a second.
Technical cake thoughts.
Technical cake thoughts. Now I think we will set it now, because then it will give it a chance to set. Right, okay. If not, we can always set it again anyway. It doesn't really matter. Right, palette knife. So we've got some royal icing. Let's get that on. That's my palette knife. Okay. So we made, or Kelly made, I
made
say.
2. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. They're lovely.
Thank you.
Let's put them on there so everybody can see what Kelly made. That's what Kelly made. So Kelly made these little pumpkins. So this is a 3D pumpkin. It's a 3D pumpkin mould that we've got. If you want to see exactly how it's done, it is over on Let's Shop. So if you're able to go to that Facebook page after this, you can see it being dusted and made that way. But basically what she's done is she's taken some tangerine, sugar flared tangerine, and she's mixed it with
Wonder Dust Gold.
Wonder Dust Bright Gold, which I've just spilt across the cake, but that's completely fine because it'll add to the... but actually that looks really nice. Add to the value of the cake. And she's mixed the two together and then brushed it across the pumpkin using a nice fluffy brush. And then she's gone into the rest of the markings with the pumpkin, and she's used a cocoa butter mixed with black dusting colour to do these bits here. And then what colour did you use this? Moss green for this at the top here. Again, all painted with cocoa butter. Now we're going to do some painting with cocoa butter later on. So if you're thinking, well, I have no idea what she's talking about, that's fine, because we're going to show you that later on anyway.
Look at my nice sparkly pumpkin.
But Kelly made the lovely sparkly pumpkin, and the idea behind the lovely sparkly pumpkin is that we're going to have it on top of our cake, but we're going to have it slightly open so that we're not going to join it together. We're going to have it open so that we can have things coming out of it. Isn't that right, Kelly?
Like it. Do you remember everyone did what are they, hot chocolate bombs? Chocolate bombs?
Yeah, I guess so. You wouldn't get that in a mug though.
A big mug, a bowl.
Get it in a bowl.
Yeah.
Can you pass me? Is there another bowl over there?
Big or small?
Little one. I think we just, well, that would be fine, because I think we need to just dye this navy blue, because otherwise we're going to see this white icing and that's going to really irritate me. So we will take some. Oh, have we got any navy blue? Yes, we have. So we've got some royal icing, which we're going to use to stick some things down onto the cake tonight. But because our base is navy blue, we're going to make our royal icing navy blue. Otherwise, you will see all of this white icing, and that will really annoy me. So we will, to be honest. Okay, there we go. Let's put that over there. So we're going to grab some navy blue, Colour Splash navy blue. This is where my hands start going crazy colours, because not only is there navy blue in the gel container, there's all these other colours stuck to the outside edge. So I will be picking all of those up, and then we'll give that a bit of a mix like so. So it's the same colour, or near enough the same colour as the cake. And then when we use it as glue to stick things on tonight,
it's not going to stick.
It's not going to show up. And that's what we like. Good plan. There we go. Okay, so let's go back to this cake. So there is a bit of a front to this. She says, let me just sit down for a moment and check. So one side is a little bit pushed further back than the other. So this is our front view. So we're going to take this pumpkin here. So we're not going to join it. I'm going to put a nice big blob of navy icing on the bottom there. Like so, I'm not going to hold on to it for too long because it's chocolate and it will melt. So I'm going to pop that on there like so. Magic so far. You can see the inside of it there now. You can see it was white chocolate initially. There we go. Right. This is your vision, Kelly.
Yeah, not to toot my own horn, I did pull that chocolate mould myself. I'm not the best at pouring chocolate moulds. But
You've got better.
I have gotten so
You've got
much better.
much
I must
better.
be watching the lives.
I know. Well, you keep reciting my lives when we drive over here, don't we? Right.
Everyone.
Okay, so we're going to put that on like that. A bit of an angle, so it's just open. Hold on, we've got to tip that back a bit. So if I turn that round, you're going to see it looks like the pumpkin is open. Is that the vision, Kelly?
That is, in fact,
That's the vision. Okay, so there we go. So it looks like the pumpkin, I want him to stand up a bit more, is basically open. That's the aim.
Like you've dropped him and he's cracked.
You've dropped him and he's cracked open, and out of him is going to come all these sweetie bits and pieces. Now, I'm just going to prop him up a little bit.
Like a potluck at the...
And just take some of this royal icing off the bottom here, which decided to ooze out, which is fine because it's navy blue. If it was white, I would be cross. Okay. What?
Sorry.
Well, it's true.
Really laugh.
Why?
I just did.
Because if it was the wrong colour, you mean, I would have something to say.
My pumpkin.
I'm not ruining your pumpkin, Kelly, no. Have you put a link up for the pumpkin?
Yeah.
Done that bit.
What do you think I'm here for?
I know. Well, apart from being glamorous. Right, okay, so I'm going to prop these up. Let's just make sure we get this in the right position first. So we've got these there. This will all be covered anyway. I just want to make sure that the pumpkin face is facing outwards in a nice, friendly position. So we're going to put something against that to stop it tipping. The question is, what?
Is it me? Is it my finger? Do you need me?
No, I'm going to use a prop.
Okay.
I'm going to put one of our cookie cutters against it. That's not heavy enough. Let me find something a bit heavier. No, that's not going to work either.
What about a sprinkle pot?
Oh yeah, good one. No, it's
These are
too big. Okay, that's fine. In the normal world, I would sit and hold this. But as we're on a live, I'm going to give it to Kelly to hold. So, I'm going to move this over. And
Do you want me
Kelly...
to just put my hands...
No, because I'm going to move it completely.
Okay.
Can you make a space over there in the non-existent work surfaces that we have?
What are you doing next?
I don't know, I'm making it up as I go along.
Okay.
Right. That's a lovely space, Kelly. Right, we're going to move this to the other side. And Kelly's going to hold this while the royal icing is dry so we can move on. So, off we go. Luckily, we do have a backup pumpkin just in case anything goes wrong. So let's put that there. And then I need you just to hold that like that. Okay. Just so the pumpkin face doesn't dry tipped downwards, because otherwise, there we go. I will be upset otherwise. Right. There's Kelly. She's on the other side of me. Okay, so we've done that. Now we're going to make some of the decorations that we have got. Do you know what we've got to do? Cookie cutters to come out from there. Or did we? Is that them there? No. You go and get the cookie cutters. Actually, that is nearly dry.
Okay. Do some talking now.
I'm talking. We're multitasking on a serious scale now. Okay, just the mini ghost. Wonderful. Thank you very much. So, lots of you know that we make our own cookie cutters here. I'm just watching the pumpkin out the corner of my eye
it's
here.
fine. I see it.
Kelly, can you
I've
just...
got eyes.
Yeah, just prop him up a tiny bit more. That's it, just while he dries. So lots of you know we make our own cookie cutters here, and we have been using these over the last few weeks. So we're going to use this one. We're going to make some ghosts, and then we're going to turn the same cutter on the side and make some pumpkins. So that's all good. And we are going to do that now on our... I've actually made some this afternoon with sticks in, so we can have our ghosts flying, because of course we can't just have normal ghosts, can we? We actually want ghosts that are flying. So let's put these down here, and you can have a little look at what we've done. There we go. Let's move on to that screen. There's our little ghost cookie cutter. So this is our mini one. We have a mini ghost cookie cutter, and we also have a set of ghosts which are bigger than this one, so just be careful.
I've linked only the small one.
She's only linked the small one at the moment, okay? So that's the ghosts, and if you take the same cookie and turn it on its side, it becomes a pumpkin, and if you take it another way, it becomes an elf. So it's a very handy cookie cutter here, this one. Now I'm just going to wash my hands because they're still blue at the moment. Right, is that going to be okay, I think? Yeah? Let's get to the sink. Yeah? Mm-hmm. I don't think it's tipping anymore. We want it sort of like that anyway, don't we? Yeah. It's not quite dried how I want it to dry, but it's not bad.
Okay.
Yeah?
It's up to you, Mummy.
It's up to me. I know it's up to me, but I'm worrying about your vision. Can you just watch it while I'm looking this way so it doesn't tip any further? I'm sure it won't tip any further, but there we go. Right, here we go. Let's set up let's get rid of that for the moment, so I've got a bit more space. Let's get the cocoa butter in. I'll get rid of this turntable because that's a bit of a nuisance at the moment. Put that under my desk. Right, cocoa butter, let's bring that in. So for those of you that have seen this before, I've gone through this a million times. For those of you that haven't, I'm going to show you how to set up cocoa butter painting. So underneath here we have a chrome food warmer. Now we don't sell these, they are available on Amazon. If you just put in chrome food warmer, don't put in cocoa butter chrome food warmer because it won't give you one. It's something that we've just basically made up and adapted so that you can do your own painting. What this does, it basically, if you put a metal paint palette on top, the cocoa butter that's in there will start to melt, and then we can paint with it. So that's what's happening. And whilst it stays hot, we can still paint with it. The minute it gets cold, we can't paint with it. And that's the way that the cocoa butter works. And then we mix with it dusting colours. So lots of people have these from using with cake decorating, particularly with things like sugar flowers. People tend to use them a lot with sugar flowers. So I'm just going to put a little bit of black in there for now. And we're going to leave that continue to melt. And we're going to carry on with the rest of our cake. Just put the rolling pin out of the way. And we'll start tackling our cookies that we've got next to me here. Right, let's have a little shift round of equipment. Seem to have everything under the sun out here today. Right, okay, so we'll do the ghosts first. We'll get those out the way because they're fairly straightforward. So these are really sweet. As I say, we do 3 different sizes of ghosts. We do ghosts in a 2-pack and we do a mini ghost. Now these little mini ghosts, they fit on top of cupcakes. So if you wanted to do one that fitted on top of a cupcake, then this is the cutter you're going to need, which can also be a pumpkin as well. So it's got multi-use on it. So we're just going to move that out of the way. So we're going to make, how many ghosts did we say? 4 ghosts and 1 pumpkin, according to our plan. Yeah? 4 ghosts and a pumpkin. The ghosts are ever so quick and the pumpkin's ever so quick. So if that sounds like a lot, it isn't. Except when I'm trying to get my sugar paste out. And it's rock hard because of the weather.
It's so cold.
It's because it's so cold. Right, let me put my hands in and grab a bit more. Gosh, you need serious muscles this time of year for sugar paste. Okay. There we go. That'll do to start with. We can roll it out several times anyway. Just going to give this a tiny wipe because I can see navy blue on here, and that's not part of the design. We want this to be white. So I'm going to give that a little clean quickly. Kelly, can you find me the 4ml black sprinkles, please? There we go. There we go. Let's start. So give that a bit of a need to get going. I've got blue on my hands. It doesn't seem to want to come off at the moment. So, right, give that a knead and then we'll start rolling this out. So we have done these with sugar paste. You can obviously do these with royal icing if you prefer to do royal icing. But we don't do them with royal icing on demonstrations like this because they take 24 hours plus to dry, and we don't have 24 hours to do this demonstration. We have 2, so that's why we use sugar paste. And actually, to be honest with you, I think they make quite a nice, simple and easy thing to do. And if you've got kids or grandkids, or if you just enjoy cake decorating, it's a really nice, quick way to decorate some cookies. So we have our own cookie recipe, which is available on our shopping channel, which is a laminated cookie recipe.
There's 2 actually.
There's 2. There's a gingerbread one for Christmas and there's a cookie one that we use all year round. It's a vanilla cookie recipe. It's very nice. We charge you £2 for the sheet, which is the cost that it is for us to produce them. So that's why we charge for them. Now I've lost my paintbrush. There's a paintbrush, that's fine. So I'm just going to take a little brush with some royal icing and just paint these over like so. So it's just a little bit of royal icing, just so that the sugar paste has something to stick to. Because if it hasn't got anything to stick to, then it'll just fall off. So I'm going to do 4 ghosts, so I know I've got the 4 to do. And then we'll do the pumpkin last, because these are very sweet. We've had lots of ghost chocolate moulds and ghost cookie moulds and all ghost cookie cutters rather during all of our Halloween lives, and we've done quite a few now. I don't know how many we're on now. Is this 7 or 8?
When did we start?
I think
too many, basically.
Yeah, we're just about to move into Christmas now, so we're getting ready for Christmas. But we're continuing with Halloween at the moment. So as you do them, we just put them straight onto the cookie so we don't end up damaging them. Like so. Just lay them on there. They're very sweet. And so you don't need to make them too thick with sugar paste. You do need to make sure you actually put some royal icing on them though, because already I can detect I've not done that one very well. Okay, and we'll pop those on there like so. Let's get rid of that. Get that out of the way. And then while we've got the cutter out, let's do the pumpkin, just so you can see how to do that. So again, we just take some orange sugar paste this time. There we go, a little bit of orange. Get hold of our pumpkin cookie and just paint across there like so. We're just going to do the whole thing orange, and then we can play around with it later on with our cocoa butter. Okay, so again, same cutter. So there's the ghost, there's the pumpkin. Turn it that way, it makes a mini elf. Okay, so this cutter here so far does 3 things that we've identified. And just remember, there is a large and a small, and then there's a mini, and this is the mini. So it is tiny. It's very good on cupcakes. Right, okay, so that one's done. So let's get our ghosts sorted now, shall we? Let's bring them down there. Right, okay, so we are going to do the eyes. Now for the eyes, we're going to use these, which are 4mm black pearls, they're called. I think we've got them listed as eyes, haven't we, or something like that on the website. But Kelly will put your link up anyway, so you know what to do with them. And we're going to grab a smaller brush. Let me get a smaller brush here, hold on. From my huge selection of brushes that I can never find the one I actually want. Okay, that one will do. Tiny, tiny brush. And then all we're going to do is just put a little blob of royal icing onto the sugar paste, and then we'll take these little black pearls and we're going to push them into the sugar paste. So we're going to make very sweet little eyes on there. We just push them in when the sugar paste is still soft, and then the royal icing will actually make sure that they're not moving when they're dry. So pop that on there and press down. Pop that on there and press down. And we'll do the same over here. And we'll do this one as well. They actually take on little personalities. They're quite sweet actually. Everyone you paint is slightly different. Even if they're just very basic, they still end up looking different. I always think they do anyway.
Well, it depends how close you put the eyes together.
Exactly, it's all sorts of things. There we go. So there's our little ghosts. Now, you can probably see just in the corner of the picture there, the cocoa butter has been melting now. Can you see that? And that's going to stay melted because that tray is now hot, and it will stay hot whilst the candle underneath burns. Once that candle goes out, it will reset, and then we will have to change the candle over. And Kelly and I are probably going to melt down because we can never find the candles when we're on lives, can we? Okay, right, we're going to use one of our paintbrushes. So we sell our paintbrushes in sets of 5. This is the 0 paintbrush. They've got numbers on them there, and that's how I teach my painting classes. So basically what I do is I will say to you, right, we're all going to use paintbrush number, and then you will go and find that brush and do the painting along with me. So that's how I teach my classes. So we're using a 0 brush at the moment. We're going to dip it into the cocoa butter, grab some of the dusting colour and mix it until we get a paint. And then all we're going to do now, depending on what you want to do with your ghosts, but we'll give them some eyelashes in this case. So we will just do 3 little eyelashes there, turn them around the other way, and do 3 little eyelashes this side, like so. And then we will just do a little tiny smile, like so. Okay, holding breath just momentarily while we do that. Okay, so there's one. So see how quick these are? So we baked the cookies with the skewer in. So basically I cut out the cookie mix and immediately put the skewer in, and then I normally pop my cookies in the fridge, not for very long, maybe 10-15 minutes or so, and then pop them in the oven. I think you just do yours straight away, didn't you, Cal?
Yeah, I do. Don't leave it in the fridge. If you're going to put it in the fridge and say, okay, well, I'll make cookies tomorrow.
Oh no.
When you take it out of the fridge, leave it for the butter to soften again.
Yeah, because otherwise
it goes flaky.
Yeah. That cookie recipe of ours is best used fresh, isn't it? I think so anyway. There we go. How sweet are these? So these fit on cupcakes as well. They're really good for cupcakes. 2, 3. Turn it round. 1, 2, and 3. And then a little smile underneath there. Like so. How sweet are those? Don't they look lovely? Okay, so what we're going to do next, we'll just clean our brush. So we just dip it in the cocoa butter and get rid of the black food colouring that's in there. Saves us having to run over to the sink. And then we'll go across to the white and we'll just give that a little mix there. And what we'll do there is we'll just make a little bit of white paint, and then we'll put a dot on each eye to the right hand side. I'll do one and then I'll pick one up and show you the difference. How about that? So there's one. Let's hold those up so you can see them. So there's one with and there's one without. Okay, now I prefer them with. So it's not in the middle, it's just slightly to one side. It just acts as a little highlight, like the light is shining on the little tiny ghosts. So that's why we do it. Okay. There we go, and that's those finished. So they're all done now, and we can leave those to one side on our tray, ready for us to put. I was going to put one in my hand, in my blue hand, and you can see just how small they are. They are tiny, but they're very, very sweet, and they do fit on top of cupcakes really nicely, or if you're trying to fill up a treat box, something along those lines. So let's move our ghosts out of the way. They will come back in later on, so they will make an appearance later. And we're going to move towards our pumpkin. So I'm going to grab some of the green Kelly's left me, which is spring green, which will be fine for this. So we'll take a little bit of spring green. And we'll just change, oh no, we'll keep our paintbrush at 0 actually, to be honest. I've got a bit of white on there, which is fine. So I'm just going to use that mixed in with the green, just to get a bit of a colour to paint the top bit there. So again, I'm just going to come across there and just paint that bit like so. There you go, that's easy. And then we're going to paint a face on here. And what we'll do, again, we're sticking with our 0 paintbrush. We'll go back to our black. Now, if you wanted to mark this out, you can, but it doesn't matter, does it? It's a pumpkin at the end of the day, except I can never remember which way the eyes are. Is that
well,
what?
Look at my one. I did a cute pumpkin.
Where's your cute
I did it
one
like
then?
this, just that.
Well, the eyes are upside down on that one then.
Yeah, well, look at my one.
Where's your one?
In the box.
Okay, let me look at your one in the box then. I can be guided by you, Kelly. Okay. All right, we'll do it like that then.
Cute.
We'll do it Kelly's.
I did a cute pumpkin.
We'll do it Kelly's.
That's
one.
like the mother pumpkin. That's like
This is
baby
child pumpkin. Okay, baby pumpkin. Yeah. Actually, I'm going to put the lines on it first before I do that.
You don't have to.
No, I'm going to.
Okay.
Where's the Dresden tool gone?
Is it in this pot? This.
No, it's here. I've got it. Right, let's put some markings on this before I paint it. So all we're going to do is take the Dresden tool and we're going to go down like so. So we just put some markings on like a pumpkin. There. It's looking a bit more like a pumpkin now, isn't it? There we go. Okay, let's grab some of this, and what we'll do here, so we're doing the Kelly pumpkin way. We're going to go up like so. Did you use a zero brush when you did this? Yeah, I think you probably did.
Remember.
And then down this side. This is cute pumpkin actually. Is that pumpkin set okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Only I've not looked at it for 5 minutes because it's behind me, so I just want you to check it's okay. Okay. And then we'll do a little upside down triangle, like so. We do a little smile.
Yeah, I did, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. We'll do you've got a missing tooth there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that pumpkin has missing teeth.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. So we'll do that. You can get a bit mad, can't you, with this pumpkin carving? You can do all sorts of things. As Kelly will find out when she gets one next week.
Yeah.
There we go. I'll just widen the smile up a little bit there. Okay, that's quite cute, isn't it? So there we go, nice little pumpkin there. Very small, very sweet. You can see my little ghosts next to it there. So that's the same cutter. So that's the ghost, that's the pumpkin, that's the elf. So if you want value for money with cookie cutters, then any of our ghost cookie cutters will do this job. So just think about that. If you want to buy one, then it will help you enormously to do any of those things there. Kelly, can you go and find me the potion cookie thingies, please, or that one? It's the tool one, isn't it? Right, we recently launched some potion cookie cutters. This is one of them. This is the tall bottle, and then we've also got a short one there, like so. So we're going to do the big one because we've already done this one in advance. So literally, we're just going to take some icing again. This is all part of our design tonight. You can hear Kelly rummaging in the background. Thank you, Miss
You've
Kelly.
got one of those already.
Yeah, I know, that's what I said. I'm not going to do that one again because we've already done that one. So this one we've already got ready. This one we're going to do instead. So these are our cookie cutters. They are lovely. Really lovely, if I may say so myself. Very pleased with those. Right, now, so we're going to do this in black. I think actually what we might do is do it in navy because I'm quite short on black. So we'll just do it in, no, but then we're going to dust it in gold. So it'll be fine. Don't look at me like that. All right, we'll do it in black, Kelly. I can see that face. Right, oh, I found the black now, so that's okay. Right, so we'll do one in black and gold. So these have been extremely popular. They come in a set of 2, so if anybody wants them, they do come in a set of 2. Kelly will put a link up for you. And they are really useful for Halloween, or for anybody who does like Harry Potter cakes. Then they make lovely potion bottles for cookies, perhaps if you want to give them a little gift on the way home. Save a bit of money instead of doing party bags, make a few cookies instead. Right, let's give this a bit of a knead to get it going. So we're only going to do this one because we've already got that other one. Then we're going to do it in black. So just a little bit of black sugar paste. And we'll just roll that out. So earlier, this is right back at the start of Halloween, we did have our potion bottle cookie cutters came out. We have demonstrated them before, but it has been quite a while now since we've done it. So we thought, right, we're getting towards the end of preparing for Halloween now. So we'll just incorporate one of these in our new cake. And then you'll be able to see how that's done. So there we go. Take the cookie cutter, place it on top. These are 3D printed. We design them all ourselves. So cut that like so and remove. Okay, press down and there it is. And then we'll pop it onto our biscuit. There we go, to fit like that. Okay, now the other thing we did, we made a potion bottle kit which did contain labels. These are the labels. You've cut me one out, good. So we did a potion bottle kit earlier in the year, which was 2 of those cutters plus a set of labels which are basically on edible sugar sheets. Look, you can see that we're going to cut those out. We've cut them out already and stick them onto the bottle. And also some potion mix, which I was obsessed with, to be perfectly honest, which is what looks like foam coming out the top of the potion bottle. This is our potion mix. We did 2 sprinkle mixes this year, this one and a cauldron mix, which is another one that we did, which is Kelly's invention. Look, Kel.
Yeah.
So there's our cauldron mix. So we had those coming out of our cauldron cookies. So there's a couple of different options there. So for this one here, I'm just going to put down a little bit of kitchen roll so I don't get this everywhere. And I'm going to bring in the Wonder Dust. So the Bright Gold Wonder Dust, which is on our website if you do want it. This is a beautiful colour. Works really, really well. We have got this in stock. We are just waiting on a delivery from Sugar and Crumbs, which seems to have gone walkabout with DPD somewhere. So if anybody's waiting for an order from us and they've ordered Regal Purple, it's on its way, but it's disappeared at the moment. They're just trying to find it. So we're going to just put a little brush in there like so, and then we're just going to literally just kind of swirl it around the base of this bottle. So we don't want to fill it, we want to just kind of make it look mystical, don't we, Kelly? Yeah, like so. I think that's mystical enough, isn't it? Mystical contents of the bottle. So it's quite nice and gold at the bottom, perhaps a little bit lighter further up. So we'll just dust it a little bit more up there. There we go. I think that's enough, isn't it? Okay, so we're going to add on to this some of these sprinkles. I might put the label on next actually to make sure we don't. So we've got these nice gold stars in various different sizes. But before we do that, I'm going to take one of our labels, just peel off the backing. And then I'm going to take some royal icing. I'm just going to paint the back of it like so. You can actually do this with water as well. So royal icing or water, turn that back over and I'm going to put that on my potion bottle. So I've now got a zombie brew. So this is edible. Just remember that these labels are totally edible. You don't want to get any water on them because if you do, basically what's going to happen is that you'll take the print off. We're just going to take a wheel here. We're just going to go across here and just make that a little bit more obvious up there. And then we can take these stars and we can just pop some royal icing on them at the bottom and just, now they're multi-size, these stars, so we can put some different ones in the bottle. These are fabulous for Christmas tree decorations, chocolate Christmas tree decorations, which we will be moving into shortly. Our chocolate's now arrived, so we will be putting that on the website shortly. So we've got our Christmas tree kits coming back again, which are very popular. And our cookie jumper kits as well. They'll be coming out very soon as well. So there's a lot going on in the next 4 weeks, basically. So while we go through Cake International and then obviously on to Christmas, which is just around the corner. I feel like I can just about say that word now and it's okay. Only because we have to work ahead of everybody else. I've done all my Christmas classes. So now I'm on to January classes. January and February, so I'm already moving towards Easter. Everybody else will be looking for Father Christmas and I'll be in Easter Bunny mode. Right, okay. So you can use the stars to kind of create, there's a nice shine on that, isn't there? Let me pick that up and then you'll be able to see them there. There we go. It's ever so easy.
Someone says you make it look really easy, but this one is really
This is
easy.
really easy to do. It's not difficult at all. It's fun. In fact, if you've got kids or say grandkids, or you just want to have a go yourself, you can design your own cookies. I'll show you the one Kelly did in a minute, and then you can have a little look at that. Let's paint the top of this as well, so we can use the Wonder Dust as well for cocoa butter painting. So I'm just going to put some into here, and I'm going to paint with it rather than dust with it, so I've got a tiny bit more control over it. I'm going to just take one of my paint brushes, just make sure there's no other colours in there before I launch into painting, and then just grab some of the Wonder Dust, and then I'm just going to sort of paint the top part there. Kelly, you did a really good stopper, didn't you? It was excellent.
Oh, thank you.
So we'll do that. So we'll imagine there's a stopper in there, and we'll just paint
just like a cork in it.
Like a cork. Come along here like that and down. So that looks like a cork going into the bottle. There we go, it's just a bit of fun. Like so, there we go. How's that? So that's something different, isn't it? So that's a potion bottle. Now, Kelly made one about 2 weeks ago. This is the small one, and this is the one she painted. So she did black. We used looks like you've used purple, regal purple on here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you've used white to paint some little ghosts that are flying around the bottle as well. So you can do, and again, this is the little label that we had from the potion label sheet.
It's Whisper Pink.
Was that Whisper Pink you used on that
sorry.
one? So that's Whisper Pink Wonder Dust again, but we
Yeah.
have got that one. And then the little ghosts on there as well. So look how lovely these are. You can go mad with these potion bottles and just create your own colours. As I say, we have got the potion bottle mix, which is quite fun. So if you wanted to create a bit of a green foam coming out of the bottle, you could then add that onto the top and just have those coming down. That's really quick and easy to do. So there's lots of ideas with these potion bottles, but they are part of our cake design tonight as well. So we're going to pop those to one side and get those ready to go on our cake. Right, so we're making little piles of things tonight. We're making lots and lots of bits and pieces. Okay, so I'll just have a mini tidy up, because the Wonder Dust always has this wonderful habit of flying everywhere. Of course it does. Right, where's our original plan? Have I buried it somewhere?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, just got to check what I've done. Done that, done that, done that. Right, so we've done the potion bottles. Right, so we're on the paint now. So we've got one large paint to do tonight. So we're going to move this out of the way. And what we'll do, turn that round, is we're going to paint this. Now this says Boo. It's as simple as that. It is one of our moulds, our chocolate moulds. If I bring it up a bit closer, you'll be able to see it. It's a chocolate mould that we have made with Calabao chocolate, which is the chocolate that we're going to be stocking this Christmas. And that's how we've done it. So we are going to be using colours that we wrote down somewhere, Kelly. Where's
Green,
the plan gone?
purple, and...
Green, orange, purple.
Yep.
Right, green, orange,
Spooky.
purple. Spooky colours. Okay, right. So we're going to be using the Regal Purple Wonder Dust, which it will say on our website is in stock. That is sort of true. It's on its way from Sugar and Crumbs, but it seems to have gone walkabout at the moment. So we're just waiting for it to appear. Bear it in mind, it was ordered last week and it's disappeared into the abyss somewhere, but it will reappear. I'm sure DPD have delivered it somewhere else. Anyway, we're expecting that in now any day. And yeah, for the Wonder Dust. So, sorry, tangerine and spring green are the colours of our choice tonight to go against our navy cake. Hopefully you can see everything there. Kelly will put the link up for the bottles again. I'm just going to change screens for a second because I just want to bring this down a bit lower so you can see this being painted a bit clearer. That's better. All right, there we go. You can see it now. So it's got a little ghost there, it's got a devil there, and it's got a bat up there. I've got to remember that they're actually there. So let's start at the beginning. So I've got paintbrush 3. That's okay.
That's a big one.
It is a big one, but it'll do for the letters, won't it? So we've decided that the B is going to be green. So we're going to use spring green. I'll stick a bit of white in there as well to brighten it up a bit. I'll lighten it or brighten it. Which is it, Kelly?
What are you putting in it?
White. Put my arm in it.
Mum. That makes it a tint.
Oh, it's a tint. Okay. I'm expecting you to tell me all the clever terminology, you see. Right, there we go. Right, so we're just going to paint this green. So if you're doing any cakes, I've got one behind me actually, which is a ghost cake, which we painted the boo on, and we've used this in a treat box as well. So we've had lots of ideas with this particular mould, and it does look pretty smart. It's very clear what it says. Let's put it another way. So we're going
It says boo.
It says boo. Don't think you can go wrong with that. We talk about Halloween when we do our lives. We do happy Halloween, don't we, Kelly?
We don't do scary.
We don't do, well, I don't anyway.
Mum doesn't do scary.
I don't like scary things, so we do happy Halloween here. So that's what we've been doing. That's why we have smiley ghosts and happy Draculas and all these things. So all of our work has been happy Halloween. So it's meant to be fun. And half term is coming, so if you are making boxes up for kids, or you want to have a go, or they want to have a go with you, then this is a great opportunity to do that. So we're going to just go across like so. So it's quite a nice limey green colour, this one. Halloween colours tend to be orange, purple, green. So we're going for green on the boo. Now if you make a mistake, you can always scratch it off. So you can take hold of a scriber and you can just scratch the chocolate and it'll remove it. Obviously you don't want to be scratching too much of it off, but if you do make a mistake, it is easy to remove. So we're doing cocoa butter painting, which means we're using a product called cocoa butter. We're not using gels, we're not using pastes, we're not using anything else but cocoa butter and dusting colours. And that's because when you paint on chocolate, you need to use something that's going to stick to it. And this is the only product that will actually stick to it. So there is nothing else, there's no alternative, I'm afraid. But cocoa butter is very cheap. And once you've got a bag of it, it will probably last you a couple of years. And the bags aren't very big and you think, yeah. But actually it does. It lasts ages. You'll be very surprised at that. So it's a really good, a good medium to paint with. Right, we'll leave that to dry for the moment. We'll clean our brush again and we'll move on to the O, which we're going to be doing in orange apparently. I say apparently because we do have plans. I know it's unbelievable and looks like we're basically making this up as we go along, because sometimes we are. But we're going to do this in orange. So we'll grab the orange. So this is tangerine. Sunset orange is also very nice for that, if you wanted to use sunset orange. So we'll just mix a little bit of colour into there and then we will start doing the O. So the O is going into the B, so you have to be careful there. Comes down the side, might need to change brushes in a second. This one is getting a little bit tricky to use because everything's getting a bit smaller. So we'll come down this side. I've moved on to the middle one now, Kelly.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I've got a bit of white in there because it suddenly changed colour. Let's go back to that. Right, so when it gets more tricky to paint, change your brush, which is what I'm about to do. Can you find, oh, you did find me red, okay. No, I suddenly thought I need red. I bet you've already got it. Okay. So the green's already dried, so if I touch it now, it's completely dry. So we can always go back and enhance that colour to make it a little bit stronger if you wanted it to be a bit darker. Let's find a paintbrush 2 or a 1 even. Anything other than this one. Oh, it's a 2, that's good. Right, because that 3 is quite big. Let's go down a brush size. Okay, just clean that out. Make sure there's no funny colours in there and we'll go back to our painting. There we go, so we've got to get in here and I don't really want to get in that gap with a paintbrush number 3 because it's too big. So we'll go around that side. And fill that bit in there. Let's go back. Have a look, come down there. And across there. Like so. Okay, so we're getting quite nice colours going on here. And then now the last one we're going to do in purple. Now we're going to do this in the luster colour, the Regal Purple, which I say if you order, it's just going to be a couple of days for us to sort out what's going on, but it is on its way. So when you do a luster colour on white chocolate, when we first paint it, it's going to go quite streaky. and not very nice. But if you do a second layer, then it will settle down. So there is a bat on here. I'm not going to try and paint round it. I'm going to just paint straight over it because I'm going to be painting the bat black. So I don't need to mess about trying to paint round that. Let's get a bit more going. So it always looks a bit streaky when you do it with the luster colour, but it will improve. Now, if you do this luster colour on, say, like milk chocolate, you won't have a problem. It will just go straight on with no problem. Look really nice. You probably won't need the cocoa butter either. But for this one, what is that? The bottom? Oh, I see. Okay. I'm trying to interpret this as I go. Because Kelly's the one who's done all the painting for this, haven't you, Kel?
I am the master.
You are the master of the painting moulds. I send her off to the unit with a load of moulds and say, right, go and make these up and paint them. And actually, that might be your job tomorrow. You can do Christmas tomorrow.
You used spring green in the end, didn't you?
I did.
I couldn't remember which one I put out.
See what I mean about it being a bit streaky at the moment? It's not looking great, but it will improve. We just have to kind of go through the paint barrier a little bit with this. I think the first time we did this, we were quite panicked and we weren't sure quite what to do. And then once it had dried, we went, oh, we'll just paint it again. And then it was absolutely fine, wasn't it?
Well, I paint it once and then I get a buffing brush and I buff the colour on top.
Yeah, and that works as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's my go-to. You just have to trust the process. That's your
new process, is it?
That's my new phrase, is trust the process.
Is that right?
Mm.
Where have you learnt that from?
Bob Ross.
Bob Ross, okay. You've been watching his videos again?
Yeah.
Okay. In your spare time. So at the moment...
What spare time?
Exactly. So at the moment it all looks very messy, but it will improve. So don't worry about that. It will all sort itself out. We'll let that dry.
We're not completely crazy.
Hmm?
We're not completely crazy.
No, well... Speak for yourself. Right, let's turn this round, clean our brush up. And we're going to go for the white now. We're going to go for the ghost that's down this side. So we're going to leave all those letters alone for the moment. Grab a little bit of white. So while you're watching this, let me just explain that this is... Oh, I never checked that pumpkin. Is it still all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, just checking.
You don't think so?
No, I do. I'm just being fussy as usual. Well, I just suddenly thought I hadn't looked at it for a minute or two. I wanted to make sure that royal icing had dried. So this is the final thing that we're painting before we start assembling our cake. So we will be putting our cake together shortly. So remember, we covered a cake about an hour ago. So we will start putting that all together as soon as we've finished painting this. So there's not that long to wait to see the spectacle that will appear. So this little ghost is kind of got his arm wrapped around this letter here, or this word, boo. We've also got a little ghost mould this year that's got the word boo on it, which I love, but it's because we've wanted to do the cookie ghost tonight. I'll show you it because it's very sweet. So just paint his arm there. So there his arm wrapped round there. We'll put some features on him in a minute when he's dry. We'll let him dry first. So there we go. Yeah, it's going through an ugly stage at the moment. Right, let's get the red. So we're going to do the devil now. He's in the corner. Oh, this is a new one, so let's just open that carefully. If you want something nice and cheap to do over Christmas, into New Year and into January, take up cake painting, everybody. It is honestly one of the most low-cost things that you can do.
And the candle will keep you warm.
The candle will keep you warm. It's very relaxing to do. It's a really nice little hobby. It's very therapeutic painting. You can get involved in all sorts of things with it. I'm live on Thursday this week on a page called Patchwork Cutters Club. Now, Patchwork Cutters is run by the lovely Marion Frost. And Marion, unfortunately, has had a bit of an accident. And I'm taking over her page temporarily to help her out, and I will be painting on there on Thursday lunchtime at 1 o'clock. So if anybody wants to join me, I will be over there. Whilst Marion gets better, I'm going to be doing her club for the 20th, and then I'll be back again on the 10th of November. If I can fit another one in, I will, but we're getting ready for Cake International, so we're a bit flat out with everything at the moment. we will be there on those dates there. So doing some more painting, but using patchwork cutters. Now if you've got patchwork cutters, you're going to find they're really good for doing painting, basically, very helpful. I'm trying to find out, let me just get close to this devil thing here.
I put spooky teeth in some of them.
I can see that.
We've used this mould quite a lot, it's quite a good one.
Yeah, we have used this one quite a lot. It's a good feature one for a cake, and don't forget as well, it's all edible. So the whole thing is chocolate, so you can just eat it, basically. Sounds good to me. Right, does that come there? Okay, that comes across to that point there. There he is, and he's holding his fork. So again, we're just going to let him dry. He's got various features on here which will show up more when we actually get into painting him a little bit closer. There we go. I'll just clean that up. Like so. So we'll go back to the Regal Purple. We won't bother too much with the orange and the other one because that one's actually settled down quite well. But we'll go back to the Regal Purple now and we'll paint over this again. And you'll see what I mean about the difference. It will now suddenly transform and sits very nicely onto the O. I was going to call it 0 then. You can buff it on. The only problem with doing that when you're doing something like this is because you've got other colours going on and you could end up putting it all over the place. So.
I just usually buff mine first.
Do you?
Yeah.
Is that how you did the pumpkin?
Mm-hmm. That's how I do everything,
Oh,
buff it.
just put that in the gold. Wrong colour. I thought that was the cocoa butter. Dipped it in the gold. Okay, so you can see it changing now. So there's our bat. We're going to paint over that with black in a minute. Let's turn that round. Round we go. So we've got a few boo molds left. A lot of the Halloween stock now is starting to run out and we won't be restocking it. So if you've seen anything that you go, oh, I'd like to do that for Halloween over any of the lives that we've had over the past 4 weeks, you need to get it now. And also all these postal delays all over the place are not helping matters either. So once we sell out of our stuff and it's all on account, that will be it. We're very, very low on transfer sheets. We've literally got about 3 left now. So if you're one of these people who wants to make lollies with Halloween print, then we've literally got about 3 sheets left. So just bear that in mind. If you are, I don't want to let anybody down. So if you are planning a particular design or you've seen something gone, that's definitely what I want to do, then as say, Halloween is, we're not stocking up any more Halloween. Right, we'll let that dry. The only thing I've missed, which I've spotted, is the top of the orange around this side, and that will show up when I put it on my cake, so I'm going to have to paint that bit. So we'll just clean that up now. Now I'm starting to run out of cocoa butter a little bit, so I'll just put a few more bits in here. Like so. Wait for that to melt. So we'll go back to this orange here. Tiny bit of white. And just paint around the top there. Like so. Because I missed that bit. I only spotted it when I turned it round. Let's get that bit of purple off there. Right, let's have a look at the ghost and his features. So we're going to go down to the 0 nozzle here, and 0 nozzle, just because I've been piping today. I've been filming piping all day, so that's probably why I'm talking about nozzles. So we've got our 0 brush here. We could have used the dotting tools actually for this. Where are the dotting tools? Here we go, got one next to me. We've got these little tools here, little nice nail gadgets that they're called dotting tools, and we've been using these a lot recently. They're really, really helpful for being able to make little eyes without actually sort of using a paintbrush. So let's do that. So I'm going to just take the end of one of the tools. They come in sets of 5, and they've got different size ends, and you just basically dip them into the paint, and then you just press down. and you get a little dot. I'm going to need a bit more paint than that. Let me just grab some more paint. It's just an easier way of getting an exact dot than doing it with a paintbrush. So like that, and then we press down. There we go, that's better. And then this side. There you go, look at that, magic. Okay, so they make exact dots. You probably can't see it. Let me pick it up so you can have a look at it there. You see? Exact dots. Nice and easy to do. Now, the devil on the other side. I'm just trying to see what you've done there, Callie. You've done the opposite of what I was going to do, so that's okay. We can do that. We will take this brush and clean it up. And we will use the white, and we'll just put, so I'm just looking what Kelly's done here, just put some little white eyes in there. They're quite big, and then we'll use the dotting tools to do the centre of it there, like so. And then she's filled the mouth in with black, so we'll do that. Take that there. Just fill that in like so. We'll come back and give him some teeth apparently.
You don't have to give
I'm looking at what you've done. No, it's fine, Kelly, it's fine.
Don't copy me.
I'm not copying you. I'm just checking out what you've done and having a little giggle at the same time. Right, I'm going to actually just make my ghost same as the ones I've just made by giving this one a little smile so that he blends with the ghosts. There we go, like that. And then I'm just going to go back and make the...
Don't forget about that bat as well.
Oh yes, I'll do the bat in a second. I'm just going to make the devil's eyes a bit bigger because they're not big enough. Let's make those a little bit bigger. Otherwise the pupil's going to get a bit lost. That's better. Right, so let's do the bat that Kelly's pointed out up there. So we've got a bat in there. So we can just paint straight over the regal purple now. And it's all marked on there, so you just follow it. So you don't have to worry about making anything up particularly. Just follow it down like that. We did make a bat cookie last weekend as well using our angel cookie cutter. That came out quite well, didn't it, Kel? That's another one of your inventions. So we found lots of ways to use our cookie cutters in lots of different ways other than the obvious ways. So that's what we've been aiming for at the moment, is to try and make things a little bit value for money. That's what we're saying, isn't it? Is that right, Kel?
Mm-hmm.
There we go, little bat on there. And then we'll just do the centre of the eyes. Just trying to see if it's actually dry. Yeah, I think it is. Again, we'll just use the dotting tool and we'll just do the centre. Yeah, perfect. Like that. There he is. He's quite cheeky. He's a cheeky devil. And then we'll give him some... Oh no. Every time I do teeth when I go live, all sorts of...
Don't do the teeth. Leave the teeth. Don't do them. We're not risking it, please. I beg.
I'm going to give him a nose though, because he needs a bit of a nose. I'll give him some nostrils anyway, so at least he looks like he's got a nose. There we go. Every time I've done teeth live, it's gone wrong, so I don't want to touch it particularly. Right, there we go. So that is our front piece that we're going to use on our front of our cakes. Don't forget we did a cake at the start, if we've forgotten all about that already, and we're going to start putting it all together now. So we're going to start moving things around and get ready to put everything onto our cake. So our pumpkin has near enough set, I think, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Looks like it's set. That was a good job to do that in advance, I think. Now, I'm just going to blow this candle out so I don't forget. There we go. Job done. I'll put that out of the way because we're going to need the space. I'm going to leave that there for a minute. I'm going to move these across so you can all have a look at these things we've made while we just have a little shuffle round with everything. So put that over there. Move our paintbrushes. So we've done lots of different Halloween-y things. I'm going to show you at the end some of our treat boxes so you can have a look at some more ideas for Halloween. Right, let's put that out the way and let's get in the turntable. Try and put under my desk, out of my way. Right, let's bring that back. Okay, things are on the move again. Let's pop those there for a second. And let's bring the cake over with our pumpkin, which is all set. Thank goodness. Yeah, it has set. Brilliant. Right, we just dropped down some cameras here so we can see this a little bit clearer, hopefully. She says, let me just fiddle with the camera for a minute so we can get you the best view we possibly can. Whoops, there's the cake. There's our pumpkin. Can you see it's open? That's what we want it to be. We wanted it to be a little bit open so that we can have some bits and pieces coming down out of there. Now, royal icing, what did I do with that? The navy blue royal icing. Yeah,
in that bowl.
Got it. Thank you very much. Right, so let's put our design together. Let me sit down now. I'll leave the boo for the moment. We'll let that set or dry out before we put it onto our cake. So we were going to use these. Now we use these at Christmas, and we were also going to use some of our 7mm pearls, aren't they? Yeah. So we use these to turn these into eyeballs. So these are really good for doing the eyeballs. In fact, I probably need to do those quite quickly because we need cocoa butter for those, don't we? Let me just quickly relight that because we're going to need that. Okay, hold on. Okay, bring that back in again. Right, let's just put that there out of my way so I've got it there ready. There we go. Right, so let's start with the ghosts and the
Ghosts and the pumpkin.
Ghosts and the pumpkin. Thank you, Kelly. So we've got the pumpkin in the middle. So we've got baby pumpkin here. We're going to put that on the ledge there. So we're just going to put a little bit of blue icing on the back of that. There's our main pumpkin and that's our baby pumpkin. So baby pumpkin is just going to kind of sit diagonally from the main pumpkin. Agree?
Mm-hmm.
Good. There we go. And then we're going to take one of our little ghosts, little biscuits here, and we're going to have one there. Like so.
Like friends.
Like friends.
They're all friends.
And then another one there. And now my fussy mind is going, push that one along a bit, this one there a bit, and that one there a bit. Sorry, ever so fussy. That's me. Just want to look at it my front way for the moment. There we go, that's better. The little Halloween friends all together. There we go. Happy with that. Very sweet. Like Kelly?
Mm-hmm.
Now we've got our flying ghosts here, which are on the skewers. So the skewers are obviously quite long. I can't remember if I put a board between that cake or not.
Well, we're about to find out.
We're about to find out. Don't think I did. So I'm not going to put it in the middle. I'm going to put it behind the pumpkin. So we're going to put it off screen at the moment. So it will reappear in a minute and I need to cut it down a bit. So I'm just going to cut this down. You will see these appear in a minute. Or if you don't see it appear in a minute, I'll make sure you can see it before the end. So I'm just going to put my little pumpkin up there. We'll come back to that.
That was a ghost.
A ghost even, not a pumpkin. Ghosts and pumpkins. That's because they're at the same cookie cutter, you see. I'm getting confused now. So, okay, what I'll do is I'll just move that there for a second. Stay there. And if I move this forward, there you go. You can see our little ghosts there up on the... Right, now we're going to push it back again. You can see those later. We will show you it all at the end anyway. So, right, let's take our chocolate boo. I don't want to hold this particularly. So this is going to go on the front of the cake. So we're going to take some more of this blue of royal icing, and we just pop that on the front like so. Boo. Let's make sure everything's lined up because I'm very fussy, you know. Right. Lovely. And then we're going to take our potion bottles, and again we will just put some on the bottom there. So we've got a little bit of blue icing going on there. And then we're going to stand one up there. We're going to stand it slightly to one side so it's not in front of the ghost. We don't want the ghost covered up, do we? And then we'll do this one. This one's a bit shorter, so it's not quite as drastic as the other one. We'll stand that one up there as well, so we've got a little bit of a gap. Just hold it in position there for a minute. There we are. Okay, so far. Right, what else do we have on our plan, Kelly? We are going to look at the sweeties. So we're going to use these. Now we use these at Christmas. They are mini Smarties. That's all I can explain them as. Mini Smarties. So we're going to just, I'm going to grab a piping bag actually. I'd rather put them on with that than anything else, I think. So we'll just find a piping bag to do that. Otherwise the icing...
You need a specific nozzle?
No, I'm just going to use anything except a number one, which would be a disaster. I'm not going to use a number one. Hopefully there'll be a 2 in there, which I have got. Perfect. Yeah, so we use a nozzle number 2. Scissors, yeah, spotted those. So I just take the end of my piping bag, just pop that in there like that, pop the nozzle over the top, and then attach that like so. So that's the adapter on, and then we'll put the rest of this blue icing. There's not a lot in here, but just it's easier to control if it's in a bag versus on a palette knife getting all sticky and horrible. There we go. Right, so what we're going to do, so we want to imagine this pumpkin is emptying out. So we're going to start putting some of the sweeties coming out from the pumpkin. So we're going to start a little trail. This is where I feel like Kelly's going to jump in here any second now and go, that's not what we discussed. Hey? Mm-hmm. How am I doing?
Well, I mean, I'm a few seconds behind you, so...
Okay, so we're going to pop some of them into the pumpkin, just literally at the side here, just so we look like they've come out of the pumpkin, which is the whole purpose of this. We want them to look like they've exploded out the pumpkin. I'll turn that round a little bit. You'll see what I'm doing. Oops, stop that one. We can start putting them coming down the cake. So we have like a waterfall of sweets, couldn't we? Because let's face it, that's what Halloween's pretty much about, isn't it, Kelly? Mm-hmm. Eating as many sweets as possible, certainly when you were little anyway. So these should stand out really nicely against the navy blue. Let's have a little look and see how we're doing. So that looks okay, doesn't it, so far? And then what we'll do is we'll turn it around this side. We'll start the same process off this side as well. So we'll start coming down here and up into the pumpkin there, so they've come out. Obviously you can put as many as you like in the pumpkin, so if you want to chuck a few more in there, that's good, you can do that. These are only little, so you can use any sweets. Obviously if you've got these, they're really nice, but you can use normal Smarties, you could use any sweets from the supermarket, any sweets at all, doesn't really matter. We've just used these because this is what we've got. And they kind of fit our design this evening because we're trying to do very sort of cutesy, kind of small pumpkin-y, aren't we? What am I talking about, Kelly?
I have no idea.
I'm now losing the plot here. Okay. So these are what we sell as gingerbread buttons. So fit on our nice little gingerbread man. Okay. Let's do a few more here. And then what we'll do is we'll put a few eyeballs in here. Kelly, do you think?
Yeah.
Let's put a few more here. Let's build them up a little bit around the pumpkin so we can look like the majority of them exploded at this point. See what I mean? Ooh. And then amongst this, say with the sweets, what you can do is if you take hold of these, which are the 7mm little pearls. Actually, we could do those around the edge, Kelly.
Sorry.
Could do eyeballs around the edge, no? Or put them amongst the sweets. Amongst the sweets.
Amongst the sweets.
Yeah. So we'll just put those on there like so, and they'll look just like plain pearls at the moment. And then what we'll do is we'll just paint a little eyeball on there. Okay, so we'll go back to our cocoa butter. Now we could do this with a dotting tool, or we could use one of these, which is a ball tool. And we'll just run that round there.
What about a bunch of those sprinkles around the bottom of the bow as well?
Yeah. What our usual sprinkles. And then if we take this and we just dot it over these, we can make eyeballs.
No, the ones coming from the pumpkin.
Yeah, I haven't finished bringing them down yet.
Okay.
Just stopped halfway so I could do my eyeballs. So then we've got eyeballs in there just by using this tool here, which is a little bit bigger. So we've taken our 7mm pearls, put a little dot in the middle, and then suddenly we've got eyeballs, which is fun. Okay, we're going to just do the dots, do some more of the, what am I doing on the front there? Yeah, we're going to do some more of these sweetie shapes down here.
You could always incorporate it down so then it joins around the side of the cake, as in like where the
Yeah.
cakes are joined.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, you could put spiders on it. Now, we've only got one spider mould left. So if anybody wants the spider chocolate mould, there is only one left now. That's if someone hasn't bought it while we've been live. So we're very low on that one. But because we're using the navy blue icing, we don't have to be too precise about where we put anything either. We can literally just put it all down, let it all squash into position, because it's all being covered by the icing. And then we'll put our eyes on here as well, so we'll pop some of those on. So again, we've got cauldron mix, and what else we've got? Potion mix. So there's all sorts of other different sprinkle mixes. So if you prefer a different sprinkle, then obviously you could do that instead. Right, let's go back to our black. So I'm just going to make sure it's actually got some black on it. Okay, let's start over there. So we do our eyeballs now. And then we're going back round here. Now we're going to add some more of these Smarties round here, because again we want this to be a bit more of an explosion. I say they're Smarties, they're not. They're mini gingerbread buttons. They are like Smarties, but unfortunately they taste like Smarties, don't they, Kelly? Because we've eaten a few.
Had to sample them.
We have to be sure, you see, that everything's edible. So we have to test it. It's just a terrible thing, really. I hope my mother's not watching. Right. Okay, so just building that up a bit so it looks better than that.
Can you spun the cake round too far?
Have I?
Sorry, it's just maybe. Oh yeah, no, don't worry.
It's okay now. And then we're going to put some eyeballs on again. All the pearls. So these work really well on cupcakes as well. So if you wanted to do eyeballs on cupcakes, you can do that. Like so. Again, we'll take our ball tool and we'll just do our eyeballs. I think this is kind of the ultimate Halloween cake, Kelly.
Exactly.
Okay. And then we're going to bring these down a little bit further because it makes more sense. So I'll just bring those down there. Again, you can literally just chuck those at the cake. Don't need to be too precise about it. The more kind of, they don't need to lie flat. In fact, they look better if they don't. Ooh. But yeah, you could mix this up with Maltesers or anything else really. Lots of different things you could put on there. Stick a few more eyeballs in there just for eyeball's sake. A couple more down there to the bottom. Right, there we go. Right, and that there. Oh, that one fell off. That's a reject. It's a reject one. Right, let's grab that. And then we'll do that there. Another one there. Whoops, that's a very big eyeball. It's a bit of a bloodshot one, that one. Okay, all right. And then we'll just do the same down this side. So we're going to come all the way down here. Just take it out, running out of icing now, so take it down to there. So just take that down there. There we go. Pop those on. Oops. Drop that one and it immediately went behind that potion bottle just to not help me out there. Okay, nearly there. Nearly there.
There's another pot there next to you if you need them.
No, I don't think we will. I'm still in the same pot and there's still loads left, so...
But we were already on half the pot, so...
Yeah, that's what I mean. So they do actually go a long way. Let's put some more eyeballs on. Right, okay, back to this again. So just press that in. You could colour them in with a pen if you don't have any cocoa butter. You could just get an edible black pen and just colour them in that way. But this is actually better and quicker and more round, unless of course you mess it up like I just did then. I'm going to take that one off because it's a horrible one. Just put a new one on. Otherwise, no doubt when I look at that later, that will stand out a mile to me. There we go. That's better. And I think that is near enough where we need to be. I'm very happy with that. Now I'm going to put some ribbon on the board because it's not finished unless it's got some ribbon on. We're aware you can't see the whole cake, plus you can see a total mess all the way around me. So what we're going to do is we'll just put the glue on, which is just a glue stick here and our ribbon. And then we'll move the cameras around so you can see it a bit clearer, like so. Let's grab the ribbon. Where are we? I got it out and then immediately buried it. Right, come on then. So we're going to go black at the bottom. So I'll go all the way around. Till we get to there, and then we'll cut it off the reel. Like so. And we'll just put a bit of glue on there. There we are, and we'll turn that back round. Now what we'll try and do is we'll give you a better view. So first and foremost, I am going to put the lid on my sprinkles.
On all the sprinkles, please.
Because I'm rather good at spilling sprinkles. We're just going to have a move around of a few little bits and pieces. I'm going to pass some bits to Kelly.
Oh, okay.
It's going to now spring into action. You take that and that. Thank you very much. And we'll move those there. We'll move our other camera up there because that one is being very low and in our way. And then we're going to move the cocoa butter. Now we're definitely going to just turn the candle out and out. Let's move this over here so you can see. Right, hopefully, oops, I've knocked the camera now. Let's see what we can do for you. Let's see if we can move that back. And then we're going to lift this camera up. Hopefully, no, we'll go back instead. Right, I'm going to appear on screen. Hello. Right,
Why don't you hold it up?
No, because I'm going to just, I've got it. Right, I've done it. Right, okay, here we go, back on screen again. Right, there we go. That is our Halloween extravaganza, yes. So we've left the pumpkin open like that. So if I turn it round there, you can see we've left the pumpkin over it. So you can fill this with sweets. You can put all sorts of sweets in there, anything you like, whatever you like pumpkin-wise. Then we have put the little ghosts behind. So those are the ones that I was putting on earlier that you couldn't quite see on camera. So we've got those kind of flying next to the pumpkin like that. So you can push those up or down according to wherever you want them to be. We've got the little ghosts at the front. We've got baby pumpkin here to go with main pumpkin at the front there, which we stuck down with royal icing. At the front we've got the boo mould, which is shouting out the word boo, and then we've got our potion bottles there and on that side there. There we go. And then we used all the gingerbread buttons to come all the way down the cake, exploding out of our pumpkin to give us a very nice pumpkin cake. And then just to add to it all, I've got some gold dust on the back here, which I will get rid of shortly. That's all fine. I'll just give it a quick rub in and we'll lift that off with some alcohol soon. Okay, so there we go. So that is our cake for this evening. So I hope you've enjoyed watching our Halloween cake all coming together. We will be back, or I will be back on Thursday lunchtime on Patchwork Cutters Club, which is where I'll be doing some actual painting. If you're interested in any of the products that we've shown you this evening, there's our website coming up there now. It's traceyscakes.co.uk. Kelly's given you a link there to the Halloween products. So if you go into that section, every single thing that we've demonstrated or shown or used for Halloween is in that section. So you'll find everything from all the ghost moulds to all the chocolate moulds. We did a very nice ugly witch. We did a 3D witch. We've done all sorts of things, quite a few of which are actually behind me. I've just spotted them. So if you look behind me, we've done various things with Halloween over the last few weeks. Let's put Dracula over there because we don't want him to have a moment. So we've got our 3D witch here. Let's bring her in for a second. She's very heavy. So there's our whoops, make sure I don't trip over the camera. There's a 3D witch there that we painted with lots of potion bottles on here. We're very pleased with these potion bottles, and we put those going all the way around the cake like that, including this potion mix that we talked about. So we did all of that on there. There's our mini cauldrons. We've got cauldrons as well. Let me step forward a little bit so you can see that. So we've got little mini cauldrons on there with our cauldron mix and our lovely eyeballs that we made earlier today. So that's our other potion bottle ideas. And we've taken a lot of the Wonder Dusts, Regal Purple, Shimmer Pink, and we've used these on these potion bottles down there. Right, I'm going to put you back over there. And then we use the boo mould again on this one, on the front of this cake here. If I just turn that round there, you'll see it at the bottom. So there's the same one that we've used on today's live. And we use some ghost print or wallpaper on this cake as well, with some lovely ghosts on the top, some ghost lollipops as well, which we all painted up with cocoa butter. So there's a few Halloween ideas there for you, including some that are on the classes. The cupcakes, just going to show you these very quickly under the other camera, just so you can see the cauldrons and the mini cauldrons. There they are. The mini cauldron fits onto the cupcake, and we have a really sweet little owl this year as well that we have done from a chocolate mould, from the Halloween cupcake toppers mould, and we've been using this little chap to paint him up like Hedwig in this case, and using him for Halloween. There's also a little haunted house and a cat as part of the cupcakes as well. So there's lots of interesting ideas on our Halloween page, so do pop over there and have a look. Right, I normally attempt to pick this cake up, but I think we've got quite a good view on there, haven't we? I'll have a go, just so we can say we do it, because we always pick it up at the end. There we go. Yay, there it is. Let's get it round the right way, Tracy. There we go. Right, so that's our cake for this evening. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed your evening. As I say, I will be back on Thursday at 1 o'clock on the Patchwork Cutters Club page. And then I'll be back at 9:30 on Let's Shop Cake Live this week. So we are half an hour earlier than usual. So Let's Shop Cake Live is our Facebook page. So do please pop over there. We'll be live on Saturday at 9:30. Kelly, you've got to get out of bed early.
God help
She's
me.
shaking her head.
I'm going to be mute.
No, you will not be mute, you will be painting. Right, thank you, Kelly.
Thank you.
Right, we're going to go home now. Thank you very much for joining us. Any further questions, there's our website. Do please get in contact with us. If you're interested in lessons, we have a huge painting school as well, which is coming up there now, tracymanncakeschool.co.uk. So if you've enjoyed this lesson, you'd like to learn some more from me, then do please think about getting involved in the cake school, in which we teach just about everything under the sun. And in November we will be starting to teach cupcake bouquets, because we do have rather good following on cupcake bouquets online, so we will be teaching those as well. So lots and lots of things going on. We will be back, as I say, next Saturday, or Saturday coming at 9:30 or 1 o'clock on Patchwork Cutters Club. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you.
Right, everyone, we'll see you all soon.